Well, hello! I'd like to welcome you to another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This is the show where I talk about the pens and inks that I've been using throughout the week. And yes, last week I said, I'll be out of here. But you know what? I had a few comments and, there's that personal thing. People liked this set. And I'll admit, it could use a little refinement, I think. Okay, I got the camcorder over there out of the shot. This light will probably stay in the shot, and I got to work on this computer getting it out of the shot. But hey, making progress, and I like it because it's upstairs where I am. I just gotta put these away because I don't want to live with this set up, because it's okay to leave it set up downstairs but not up here. But that said, you're here to see the pen, so let's dive into it. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, is there a topic or a pen I brought up tonight? Maybe it's the Centropens, maybe it's some of the other exotic pens? Please feel free to leave a comment down below. So let's take a look. So I have quite the plethora of Senators. It is not my full complement of Senators. I have the Senator 0140, one that I actually know its model number. I have my Senator Matte Gray and Black. Might have to do a Senator video one of these days where I just do all my Senators together. Senator Crack Blind Cap. I have, randomly floating in the middle of this, a Kaweco 37G, which is almost empty. Newly inked for in celebration and in plans of doing a review soon. Ooh, I see my trim ring is a little loose. Yipe. Well, rather than destroy the trim ring on camera, I'll wait till you're not watching and destroy it then. See? It's loose. Anyway, this is a Centropen 10014. Centropen 10016, which I did a first impression of recently. Pilot Custom 823. Noodlers Conrad. Noodlers Conrad. And they're here for a reason, which I will get into. Last week, a few people noticed that they could hear me writing. Oh, by the way, as always, Bomo Art Journal. They could hear me writing on the table, so what I've done this week is moved the mic. I brought over a small, tiny table just temporarily to put the microphone on. So we'll see if it works or not. So the first pen in the hopper is a Senator 0140, which last I looked, there was one for sale on myoberpens.com. No affiliation, just people have mentioned, where do you get these pens? So I saw one there. This has a wonderful, wonderful Bach nib. It's a piston filler. Oh yeah, now you can see it. It's made out of that precious resin that a Mont Blanc pen is made out of. So this is a Senator. Whoops. I actually had a whole bunch of Senators just recently running empty. A lot of pens in general. This one I don't think will be here next week for that same reason, which is a good thing. You know, it's fun to cycle through them. Colorverse Golden Record, which as far as I know is just part of a special release. They've not made this part of their normal series of inks. I like it. I like the Jupiter Flyby better, but this is a nice color. And it has an interesting color change, just like Jupiter Flyby. Then I get to my Senator Matte Gray and Black, or sorry, Matte Gray and Silver. I'm almost want to call it Matte Black, but whatever. Silver. I don't know its official model number. I'm just taking the name from people I bought it from. Has kind of a groovy nib. Just kind of a classy look you don't see on pens right now. And this is not one of your great flexors like the pen I just demonstrated. This is a more straightforward daily writer type of pen. So I did a video. If I remember, I'll try to put the link down in the video description. But I did a video a year or two ago where I discussed the Kyo-no-oto inks. They've added a few since then. I probably should do an addendum to it one of these days. Kind of a nice, understated series of inks. I like their colors. This is Senator Crack Blind Cap. I won't demonstrate right now, but the blind cap has a crack in it. See? This was a gift to me from somebody who's in a position to find more Senator pens than I am. I don't know what you call it. An inlaid nib? I don't know. He probably dies a little inside each time I call it Senator Crack Blind Cap. I like the pen. I just don't know its model. I thought I'd found it a few weeks ago, Senator 210, but there's definitely some differences there. So, back to the drawing board. But Senator Crack Blind Cap is certainly more fun, if not as accurate. Iroshizuku. Fuyu-syogun. And I don't know how much of that you saw. I need to pay attention to my camcorder. The next pen, a Kaweco 37G. I did a video, trying to remember when, not too long ago, on Instagram where I talked about some of the... Oh, never mind, I didn't talk about this pen. Got confused. I did talk about some Kawecos, but not this one. I am thinking about filming a review of this one because it is on its third fill, I believe. It has a very nice flexible nib, and this is a wonderful ink. So I feel like I want to talk about it while this ink is still in it. And I think this ink shows up well enough on video that it'll work for a review. Some light inks like this one just do not. Let me know, by the way, how this lighting is working out. I moved a couple of lights around. So, Rohrer and Klingner Helianthus. I'm hoping to plant sunflowers in front of my house this summer on a semi-related note. You have seen this pen in Pens in Use before. You've not seen a review of it, because I got this before I was doing first impressions. It has that same wonderful finish as... Let's see if I brought it over. Yes, I did. My much beloved Centropen 10018. No, sorry. 100820. With the paintbrush for a nib. I'm feeling the urge to ink this up. In fact, I'm feeling an Instagram video coming on where I somebody told me to try that in these videos. I'm feeling an Instagram video coming on where I show this one in I show my Centropens in general. So we'll see if it happens. I was surprised how many I have. In fact, I will pop a few of them up toward the end of this video. This is same material. Has glass ends, or probably plastic. Little detail here. Centropen. Oh, that's hard to film. Yeah, that's... Oh, there we go. 10014. And then there's a 313. The nib... gold plating wore off of it at some point in its history. You can see where it wasn't, I don't know, aggressively wiped. I don't know what happened to it. So a flex pen it is not. Somebody asked me what this 3-digit code means. Well, I don't know. So if you know, please let us know down in the comments. Pelikan, Edelstein, Olivine. Just a very nice olive green color. I want to compare it one of these days in a review to Califolia olivastre. So we'll see. One of these days, we'll get to that. I always need to write these ideas down or they flutter away like little butterflies. So that's what notebooks are for, or Evernote. I have a notebook full of show ideas on Evernote. This is first impression, I want to say of this week or possibly last week. I don't remember exactly when I filmed it. But a Centropen 10016-627 with a beautiful finish. I almost want to say I like this finish better. The nib, some similarities. Steel also still has its gold plating. So you may, well, I'm sure you won't see this one next week because it is almost out of ink. The ink in it is Diamine, or sorry, Diamine, Sargasso C. Which is just a really attractive dark blue. You know, there's a certain romance to the North Atlantic, and it's a region of that, you know, full of seaweed and such. It's a place I've never seen, of course, and probably never will unless it's from an airplane, but interesting nonetheless. This is a Pilot Custom 823. I've had this pen for a long time. For a while, it was my daily writer, and then the Lamy 2000 took over that role. This just seemed too nice to take to school. Fine point nib, and the ink in it is Iroshizuku. Take-sumi. And my last two pens are Noodlers Pens. There was a time when I was really into Noodlers Pens. That time is gone. I rarely ink them up anymore. Once in a while to play with. Or in this specific application, spring is here. I'm writing, instead of graduation cards, I always write a personal note to all the seniors that give me a graduation announcement. I've got quite a pile of them this year. And it's a fun way to use up my sparkly inks because well, if you follow my pens in use, you know that that doesn't happen very often. So, in this case, I like the finish on this one a lot. This is the Forbidden City finish, Noodler's Conrad, with a flex nib, and all that turning. Oh, good. You can still see some of this, whatever it is, the sparkles. And it has the flex nib. I'll be honest, I had good luck when I tried the T-flex nib for my Stipula Etruria in here. So, you know, as much as I want to make that thing work on the Stipula Etruria, there's a part of me thinking it might actually make a pen whose finish I like but whose writing I don't into a fun pen to use. So something I'm thinking about for the summer. So this is a, oops, there we go. Part of why I don't like it. When they write well, they are a dream, and then more often they're this. I will emphasize that it's a flex nib because the other pen The other Conrad you're going to see does not have a flex nib. But I think, the sparkles look kind of cool. I don't know if many kids even notice them, but they make me feel like I'm being special. This is an ink that I just loved the idea, so I bought it, even though, well, if you correspond with me or you follow this channel, you know that I don't very often use sparkly inks. So this is Atramentis, Pearlescent, Heliogen, Green Copper. And I just love those copper speckles. Heliogen, wow, that was awful. Copper can oxidize, not really to this green that I've ever seen, but it oxidizes green. So it just seemed like a good combination to me. So you can kind of see it. It's very, I'm not good enough at this to really capture it on video, but I'm doing my best for you to give you at least some of the experience. At least two of the seniors getting cards, that my handwritten notes, are fountain pen makers themselves, and sell them or give them away, and so they may appreciate this. This is another Noodlers Conrad that I bought back when I was still on my Noodlers kick. It was a good introduction to fountain pens, because I definitely had to learn a lot about fountain pens to make them right. That was horrible. This one, again, sparkly ink, lots of sparkles in it. The nib on it is one of those Nemesine re-entry nibs. And you can see the sparkles in the feed, so think of that in your vintage pen. But anyway, re-entry nib. I just love these re-entry nibs, but they're a little dry writing, I find. And then using an ink like this really doesn't help at all. So this is a Noodlers Conrad. Oh, and the sparkles don't show up as well with these. So I have a broad Nemesine re-entry nib. And I haven't been able to find them for sale, so I don't know if Nemesine gave up on the idea or if it wasn't popular or what happened. Herbin. Oh, and also, wow, I'm not spelling. I'm also finding on some of the ones the finish has chipped off or faded a bit. It's corrosion on top of the metal, so they were supposed to put a coating on it, but I'm just not sure how long-lasting it is. Judging by my Kaweco Lilliput with the fire blue finish, not super long. I had a sample of that, and I wasn't going to buy any more sparkly inks, but I loved that sample. It was so much, just the sparkles in the orange. Not as flashy as the other one, and in this pen, like I said, you just don't see the sparkles as much. And I don't know if it's just me, but I don't see the sparkles much when I look at them through daylight. So while we're here, I'm going to show you a little pen candy. Actually, I'm going to pull back first. So while we're here, I'm going to show you a little pen candy. This is a recent restoration job. It turned out all it really needed was just a bunch of cleaning. So I'm hoping to film a first impressions of it soon. Maybe this weekend. Got kind of a busy weekend. I'm headed somewhere on Friday night. And then on Saturday I'm going to a track meet all day. And I want to start digging in my garden. And yeah, lots going on. But anyway, it was sold to me as a Styl, S-T-Y-L, but I see the word stylus written on it. So I think they maybe didn't notice the US, I don't know. Like I said, lots of cleaning. The section is a little worse for wear. My idea of restoration isn't to restore it to being like new. It's an old pen. It's got some battle scars. I do kind of wish I could bend the clip back, but I can't seem to get this top off in order to get the ability to do that. So maybe it's just as well. It's a piston filler. It seems to work smoothly. It holds water quite well. I'm going to probably do a very safe ink on it for the first time in case it erupts, like Parker Washable Blue. I guess you never know. Sometimes when you get older, you leak. That sounded horrible. Okay. This is another one I want to bring out again. I think I will only be doing its second fill, but I need to use it again. So this is a Centropen. I feel like I lost my light. Maybe it's because I zoomed out. I don't know. Student 2069. So it's a Centropen. It's a cartridge converter filler. Seems to have a very similar design. By the way, that Styl, I want to say, is Romanian. I think I forgot to mention that. This is a pen I could review. It doesn't have any ink in it right now. It is probably a Centropen. I bought it back when I thought maybe my beloved Centropen 100820 was possibly an ISCO. I don't know. But this nib is very similar to that one. Slightly stiffer, but very paintbrush-like. But the finish is nowhere near as nice. And then I have 3 new arrivals. I actually bought 4 pens recently for the price of, well, a Lamy 2000 back when I bought my Lamy 2000. This is a Centropen. And I just literally picked these up today, so they're not cleaned or anything. Centropen 5270 or 5066. Yeah, and the seller admitted that there was a different cap on it that didn't match the pen, but who cares? I'm interested in weird pens, so this is weird enough for me. And it has that same kind of filler I've remarked upon recently with the Soyuz, but much more refined. Two more I have here. One is also a Centropen. In fact, I showed you a Centropen of the same model. This is Centropen 10014. Only this is a 904. And I bought it for this finish. Little the worse for wear than my other one. This end seems to have seen some heat. That's part of why I believe it's plastic. The nib is different, though. A little more bounce to it. I don't know if it's gold or not. I don't believe it is, but it could be. It's also a little bent up, like somebody has fixed it. You know, just to my finger, it feels smooth. So I guess I'll find out when I'm going to clean it out first, but I'll ink it up. And finally, I have something weird, something I'd never heard of. And I need to learn more about it. So this is an Ocean 52. I believe it's from behind the Iron Curtain. I need to figure out how to fix this trim ring also. I know glue, but what kind of glue? I'm going to research a little before I plow ahead. Unscrew it. My God, what a gorgeous ink window. Now I have the feeling, I don't know if you can tell in there, this is a real cork piston. I may have to replace that. I've gotten so I know how, I just don't trust myself doing it yet. And here we go, Ocean. Pointe Iridium. And so I'm quite curious to see what happens. Okay, blind cap. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm also curious to see if I can figure out how to get into it, because I have a viewer who was curious about how to get into pens like this with the blind cap and everything, and in his case it was a Senator, but still, I do know. So I'm hoping I can figure it out. So if you know, please feel free to leave a comment down below. But yeah, that's an oddity I'm quite excited about. So those are the pens and inks that I'm using this week. Last week I filmed a review of Senator Long Blind Cap and got to the footage and discovered that this part of the review was missing. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use that. I'm keeping it for now, or if I want to refilm it. Haven't made a decision yet, but I guess it doesn't matter. I have a few reviews in the hopper, and I'm going to film, as I pointed out today, whoops, kicked my desk. I am going to film a few more. Still liking the desk, still liking having a dedicated work area for myself. Still working out this set and seeing how well I get along with it. I need a permanent place to put this. And the other thing that you don't see off screen here, to put this desk in, I had to move it was a rolling cabinet, but a cabinet that has my printer on it and the internet. So my printer is not plugged in at the moment, and the internet, the wireless thingy, needs a new home, and so does the rolling cabinet. I could get rid of the rolling cabinet, but then again, I need somewhere to put the printer. So, yeah, not something you can probably help with unless you know interior decorating and know where I live, but something I need to work out. So I've got 2 weeks left of school, so I don't care. I'll worry about it after school's out. I'll have about a week of yearbook work and getting the house ready. Then my parents are going to come for a week. And then I am headed off to Fargo, or not Fargo, I'm headed off to Minot for a class in chemistry. And then the following week I'm headed off to Fargo for a class on computer science. So it'll be a busy June. Hoping to do a little traveling. The post-Minot travels, I will have to be careful because I need to get home, wash clothes, and repack and mow the lawn and everything before I shoot off again to Fargo on Sunday. But I'm thinking, I used to live near Minot, a couple different little towns near Minot, so I'm trying to think how can I do a trip, maybe go through one of them on the way and then the other two on the way back and see some country. I don't know. I'm working out the details. I would also like to get to the Turtle Mountains while I'm up there, because I haven't been there in a long time, and they're very pretty. And just how to wind that into everything else, don't know. So, got to figure that one out too. So, yeah, those are the pens I'm using this week. I hope this was interesting. And if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And yeah, rebranding this whole thing as Pens in Use, but if any of these pens or inks appeal to you, or if you'd like to throw in some comments on the various pens I mentioned, especially the ones I had questions about, please feel free and feel welcome to leave a comment down below. I probably will not get back to you right away when Friday night rolls around. I always set these to publish at 3, and taking a little trip right after school because I haven't gone anywhere for me since February. So, now that I'm free from Science Olympiad, I'm doing it. Plus I can't Saturday because of track and Sunday because of other obligations. So, Friday night it is. So, if I don't respond to you, that would be why. Because I'm not hanging out with somebody else and checking my cell phone for YouTube comments. So, I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.